With the college basketball season wrapped up after Baylor's convincing national championship victory over Gonzaga, 247 Sports' Kevin Flaherty released the top 22 for 2022. I'm Nick Kosko, and joining me to break it down is fellow national news desk writer Matt Howe. Matt, right off the top, Gonzaga #1 again, even though they just got blown out by Baylor on Monday night. What do you make of the Bulldogs' chances coming next season?
Well, it makes sense that they're #1, right? Because they return a couple key players in Andrew Nembhard, Joel Ayaye, and Drew Timme, who's going to likely be the National Player of the Year candidate going into next season, filling that role that Luka Garza left this year with Iowa. So you have 3 returning key players with them, and then you have Hunter Salas coming in, who's the #6 rated player in 247 Sports' composite. He's a combo guard. He should fit in real well. So it makes a lot of sense why Gonzaga's #1 at the top, and I expect them to play well next year as well.
So Gonzaga and Baylor are, of course, near the top, and they have some of the best odds to also take home the national title in 2022. Duke, North Carolina, and Kentucky didn't really see the norm out of the Blue Bloods here in 2021, especially after the college basketball world forgot about a tournament in 2020 with the canceled tournament, of course. So when they came back this year, it wasn't quite the same. But in 2022, it seems like Duke, UNC, and Kentucky are due for a nice bounce-back year.
Yeah, and of all 3 of those teams, I really like Duke the most. They have the #3 class in the 247 Sports composite ratings coming up. So they're reloading as they do every single year. You got guys like Paolo Banchero coming in, the #3 rated player in the entire country. He's a small forward. And you have a guy like AJ Griffin coming in, another top 10 player. He's rated #7, power forward. So you got 2 forwards coming in, one at small forward, one at power forward. And it perfectly complements Duke's guys that they have coming back. Jeremy Roach, returning point guard, coming back. And then they have Mark Williams, a center, coming back. Wendell Moore, shooting guard, coming back. So they really have a nice 5 with those 2 top 10 recruits coming in next season. I think Coach K, he didn't really care about this season, the pandemic year. It seemed like they were uninterested at times. I don't expect that in 2021, 2022 season.
We can always expect Coach K to get Duke back to where they are supposed to be, which is near the top of the mountain. And I'm sure they're going to be national title contenders come next season. Now let's go back finally to our neck of the woods, the Big Ten. Michigan, Ohio State, the favorites again in the Big Ten, but Purdue comes back next season. They are absolutely loaded. Illinois going to probably retool, but they have a pretty good lineup as well. So those are probably your top 4 teams in the Big Ten. What do you make of that little grouping when it comes to the title picture come in 2022?
Well, a lot's going to have to still deal with the transfer portal. We'll see how the transfer portal shakes out, who everyone lands, and then we'll have a much more clear picture. But as of today, you look at it, Michigan, obviously, they're ranked #2 in the rankings coming back for next season. They have a lot of guys returning. Hunter Dickinson, obviously, Eli Brooks, Shondae Brown. If Mike Smith returns, that's a big piece for them. They also have a 5-star player coming in Caleb Houston. So they're looking really good. They lose Livers and Franz Wagner to the NBA draft, but, they are loaded again for next season. I fully expect them. Purdue has potentially all 5 starters returning, which is awesome, including Travion Williams, the big man down low, who was a monster last season. He has a very good chance to be a National Player of the Year contender. And then off the bench, you have a guy like Zach Edey for Purdue, who's 7'4". He came off the bench and really played well late last season. He's another key piece in that Boilermakers lineup that will help Purdue a lot in the Big Ten next season. Then you look at Ohio State, another team who could return 4 of its top 6 players. They added Penn State transfer point guard Jamari Wheeler, and they have another top 30 recruit in wing Malachi Branham coming in. So, these are all 4 teams that are looking to, be at the top of the Big Ten next season. And they have the starting lineups and the transfers and the incoming recruits to do so. So the Big Ten is going to be loaded again next season. But like I said, a lot of it is going to have to do with how the transfer portal shakes out.
The full top 22 for 2022 can be viewed on 247sports.com from our 247 Sports Kevin Flaherty, who just released it. So epic rankings, and it's already an early look as to what can happen along with the transfer portal and guys declaring for the NBA draft. So be sure to check that out on 247sports.com. For Matt Howe, I am Nick Kosko for 247 Sports.